everyone! Today we are baking one of my all-time favorite things because this is a birthday baking and it's actually my birthday this week. So I'm going to show you how to bake one of my all-time favorite recipes. It is a recipe that is based off of the Toll House cookie recipe, but it is made into brownies and it is a family recipe that I'm super excited to share with you. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you our ingredients and then we're going to get started. So the first thing we need is we need flour. We also need baking soda, salt, melted butter, very important that it's melted, brown sugar, vanilla extract, and 2 eggs, and chocolate chips. You can also use M&Ms if you do not have chocolate chips, or you don't need to put it in if you don't like chocolate at all. All right, so let's get started. Oh, I'm sorry, you also need 2 bowls. One should be a little bit bigger than the other. And ideally, a glass pan. If you don't have a glass pan, you can use metal. All right, so let's get going. So the first thing we're gonna do is turn on our oven. I already did. We're preheat our oven and we're gonna preheat it to 375 degrees. And let me move this down here so you can see what I am doing. All right, so the first thing you need to do is you need to take your smaller bowl and your measuring cups here. And you need 2 1/4 cups of flour. So I'm gonna scoop 1 cup. Scoop my 2nd cup. And 2nd cup. And I'm gonna grab my 1-4 cup here. And I'm gonna scoop the 1/4, put it in there. All right, so now the next thing we need to put in is baking soda. And we need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I'm gonna grab out my teaspoons. And we're gonna look for the 1 TSP, or teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon. And I'm going to, baking soda might get a little messy scooping it out, but that is a-okay. Try and make it as smooth as possible on top. So I have 1 teaspoon of baking soda that I'm going to put in. Now the next thing we need is 1 teaspoon of salt. So we're going to use the same one there. So grab your 1 TSP or 1 teaspoon and we're going to put salt in. All right, pour that in there. All right, and the next thing we need to do is we need to stir it up. So I'm going to grab my whisk here. And we're going to stir it up, around and around and around we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. So around and around and around we go. It stops with vice person's name here. All right, so I have my small bowl. I'm going to put this aside here. Switch it out with my large bowl. All right, now the next thing we need to do is we need to put in our sugar, our brown sugar. So we need 1 1/2 cup of brown sugar. All right, so it'll be a little bit harder now, but that's okay. I'm gonna bake with this oil. All right, so I have the 1/2. 1 cup. And 1/2. All right, now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to put in our butter. Remember our melted butter. All right. And we're also going to put in our vanilla extract. And we have 1 teaspoon. So again, grab your 1 TSP or 1 teaspoon. Oops, grabbed my non-open one. All right. Pour this in very carefully. Remember, vanilla comes out very fast. So if you want an adult to do this, that's okay, or just be very careful. Oops, little extra one in. That's okay. All right. And then we're going to stir this one. So here we go again. Rounds and arounds we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. So rounds and arounds we go. It stops with place name here. I'm gonna stir it again because my brown sugar is just a little bit harder than usual. That is okay. You're letting it get to a kind of creamy and smooth if you're able to. So if you need to stir it a couple times to the song, that is a-okay. I have not baked with brown sugar in a while, apparently. But that's okay. It's still gonna be delicious and wonderful, and I'm excited. I'm going to stir this for a little bit. You can also stir with an electric mixer if you have one that you would like to stir with. All right. I am very sorry about this. All right, we're gonna call this good, and we're gonna put in, we want a little more creamy than that, but that's okay. So now what we need to do is we're gonna combine this in, and it says to slowly do it. So I'm gonna do a little bit at a time and stir again. Rounds and arounds we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. So rounds and arounds we go. It stops with place name here. Put in a little bit more. Rounds and arounds we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. So rounds and arounds we go. It stops with place name here. All right, so you also have to kind of break this stuff apart here. All right. Place more in. All right. Rounds and arounds we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. So round and around we go. It stops with place name here. All right, now we need to put in the eggs. So what we're going to do, place 1 egg in at a time. This actually should have been done before the flour, so if you want to do that, you can. I'm sorry if you're following along. My sugar threw me off. That is okay. It's going to be great. so I'm going to pause this and pull out my electric mixer because the brown sugar is kind of throwing off my recipe here. So I will be right back, and my mixture will look a little bit different when I come back. All right, so I am back. So this is what your batter should look like. See, it's kind of smooth throughout. If you want to use an electric mixer, of course you can. All right, so next thing that we need to do is we need to, if you have a bag of actually Nestle Toll House cookies or Nestle Toll House chocolate chips or something that is the normal size bag, you can actually dump the entire bag into this. If not, it will be 1 cup. Might be a little more than 1 cup, but I still do the whole bag. All right. So now we get to kind of stir it up again, mix it up in there. I like mine with a lot of chocolate. If you don't like chocolate, of course you don't need to put this in. Or if you want to use M&Ms, you can do that as well. Again, if you want to use an electric mixer, you can. My electric mixer is very loud, so I'm not using it for my recipe. Just so all of you can hear me. All right. So we got that pretty good mixed up. Oops. My baking stuff doesn't like me today. I apologize. All right. So we got this all mixed up a little bit. I'm gonna get a little more down here. But the next thing that you can do, you can get this ready while I am stirring a little bit more. The next thing you can do is you can grab your pan and you can spray it. Awesome. And then you can put this in your recipe. Put this in. All right. And then you can kind of spread this out. Nice thing about this is that you can even spread it out with your hands or a spatula because it is a sticky recipe, so that is very nice. I swear my hands are clean. All right. Good chunk of it in there. All right. And press it down there. We'll mix it up a little bit. All right. Mix up my morsels a little bit more, chocolate morsels, chocolate chips a little bit more in there. I'm gonna pause this as I get this ready. All right, so I have this done here. You can see all the chocolate chips are a little more spread out. So now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to put it in the oven. So I'll put it in the oven for you. Make sure the oven's hot, so make sure you have an adult do this part. And I'm going to set my timer for 18 minutes. And then when you are done, I put a little note at the end of our recipe that you should put a fork into it when it is done cooking and out of the oven and pull it out to test it. And if only chocolate comes out, you're golden. All right, so let me know if you have any questions and send me some pictures. This is my favorite. I'm sorry my video was kind of weird. Some of my ingredients weren't working with me today, but I hope it turns out amazing for you, and let me know what you think. All right, have a good day. I'll talk to you later.